Hey guys, today I will show you how to make a stall team. First, you need a Pokémon that can set up hazards. I chose Ferrothorn because he is really bulky and he gets spikes and stealth rocks. If you chose Ferrothorn, your best options for items are Rocky Helmet and Leftovers. I prefer Leftovers because it's his only way of healing. Keep in mind this is just my opinion and there are certainly other ways to make stall teams. Next, you will want a defensive Pokémon that counters your first Pokémon's weaknesses. You need good defensive synergy in your team. For example, Ferrothorn is weak to fire and fighting. I landed on Toxapex because Toxapex resists fire and fighting and is a great defensive Pokémon. For the EVs, I put full EVs in HP and half in defense and half in special defense so the Pokémon is as bulky as possible on both sides. For the nature, use either a defensive or special defensive nature, etc. Bold, calm, impish. For the ability on Toxapex, I chose Regenerator. Use whatever ability you think is the most useful for your Pokémon. Add a defensive item like Rocky Helmet or Leftovers. In this case Black Sludge because it heals poison types. I chose Recover and Toxic so I can toxic the opponent and stall them out. Scald is if I get a free turn or if the opponent is immune to Toxic so I have a chance to burn them. For my next Pokémon, I realized that my team is on the weaker side to special defense rather than defense. Define which your team is weaker to. I chose Blissey since one of the tankiest special defensive Pokémon. With 250 base HP and 135 base special defense, Blissey is extremely bulky. For the set on Blissey, I chose to be as special defensively bulky as possible. My EVs were max in HP and special defense, with a calm nature. For the moves, I have Soft Boiled to heal back, Heal Bell in case Blissey or any of the other Pokemon get poisoned or paralyzed or burned, Toxic so I can stall the opponent out, and Shadow Ball so I can deal damage on a free turn. For the ability, I chose Natural Cure so I could heal my status upon switching. I chose Leftovers to heal over time. Since two of our Pokémon are weak to fighting, I needed a ghost type to be immune to fighting. Look at your team and find the main weakness. Find a tanky Pokémon that resists that weakness. I landed on Cofagrigus because it has a very high defense stat. For Cofagrigus, I chose to split the EVs in half with max HPH and half defense and half special defense. I chose Leftovers as the item. For the moves, I chose Haze in case they try to set up on me so I can get rid of their stat changes. I chose Shadow Ball in case I get a free turn or have time to KO the opponent with a super effective hit. I chose Will-O-Wisp so I can deal damage over time to the opponent while halving their attack stat. I chose Toxic Spikes to hopefully poison some of the opponent's Pokemon. Okay, now you have a 4 Pokémon defensive core. Now, you want immunities 2 types if you don't already have them. You will want a Flying and a Steel and a Ghost type. If you already have immunities, identify team weaknesses or defensive holes and counter them. I landed on Zapdos as it is a great pivot with U-turn, Defog, and Roost. And Zapdos is a flying type which makes it immune to ground. For the EVs, I had full HP and split the defense in half. I chose Leftovers to heal over time. For the moves, I chose Thunder to deal damage with Stab, Roost to heal, U-turn to switch in and out as being the main pivot on our team, and Thunder Wave to half the opponent's speed. If you don't already have one, you need a Pokémon with Rapid Spin or Defog or some sort of move to clear out hazards. I landed on Clay Doll as it has good defensive stats and is immune to ground and learns Rapid Spin. For the set, I chose to be as special defensively bulky as possible as the majority of my team is defensively bulky. I chose Heavy Duty Boots as my items so I can switch in and not have to worry about spikes, stealth rocks, or toxic spikes. For the moves, I chose Rapid Spin to clear hazards away from us, Teleport to switch out after the opponent made a decision, Toxic to stall out the opponent, and Stealth Rocks to set up hazards on their side.